2017 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player Award is Russell Westbrook.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
This is CJ with the GOAT Sports Talk. Of course, news came out. If you watched the ceremony, the first annual NBA Awards hosted by your boy Drizzy Drake, all right, coming out of the six. Basically, you've already seen just part of it. I didn't put the whole speech on there. I might try and find the whole one and re-upload it if there's, and hopefully there's no issues with it. But other than that, man, congratulations to Russell Westbrook. He's definitely one of the best players, to ever play the game. Even though he's still, in his prime, he still has many years left of playing high level basketball. And just wanted to kind of just go into just briefly into, why he probably deserved it. I know there's people saying that he didn't deserve it, and I fully understand why. The reason why he definitely deserved it over even some of the other players, even though I will make a case for them as well, but this is the case for Russell Westbrook, is the fact that he, played his heart out, for 82 games pretty much. And I think he might have rested maybe the last game of the season. I have to look at it again, but he pretty much didn't take any games off. He played hard every game. In a game where you have to travel and, you get in the air, altitude affects your ability to actually heal. It leads to swelling. A lot of times NBA players get sick. They don't feel well because they're playing throughout the year. You're going into different, time zones. You're going into different weather changes, all the time. And you're battling through different ailments and injuries and the ups and downs of the season. And this guy was consistently putting his best foot forward in the game. There's no way that anybody could say that Russell Westbrook took time off. Even during a game, he was always on. And, I've watched many players, even Jordan at times would kind of, chill for a bit and just, peel back. It's very obvious because if you just look at the activity of Russell Westbrook, he was out there rebounding with, the big men. And yeah, you could say that certain rebounds he got, might have been, he gotten free throws and things like that. But overall, man, he's had games where he grabbed 15 to 20 boards. It wasn't like he stopped at 10. And his effort that he put in this season was amazing. I think everybody felt he was going to have a monster season. I think people were thinking more of along the lines of a Kobe type season, where he would just, score 35 points a game and, shoot a low percentage while doing it. And, people would have been like, oh, great, but at the end of the day, part of the reason why the NBA also had to give this to him is because of the fact of what happened with the KD situation. No doubt about it. I'm not saying that he wouldn't have gotten it, in any other circumstance, because, getting a triple-double, the first since Oscar Robinson, it's been a very long time since it happened, and this happened against very good competition. Now, everybody talks about how the game is played differently. Yes, there's big men are more likely to be on the perimeter now than before, but, at the end of the day, he did something that no one thought would ever be done. This is like someone, I if there's an equivalent, although it's not the best example, but when back in 2000, no one could have told you that you would see a black president in your lifetime. You probably didn't think you would, and you had Barack Obama. Same thing goes with the whole triple-double thing. You never would have thought you'd have seen a triple-double average over a course of a season in your lifetime, but it happened with Russell Westbrook, and he might even do it again next year. So when you take that into consideration, something that historically you never thought you would happen. This is an outlier season, like similar to Oscar Robinson's, where you just got to reward them. Now, when you look at some of the biggest seasons in NBA history, some of the biggest seasons were not rewarded with MVPs. There's a long list of them that people will be shocked to see and wonder how did that happen. But it happens. There's other things that are taken into consideration. Whereas this one, generally an MVP has to be from a top. Usually, if you look at it historically, they're usually from a top 1 or 2 team from their respective Western or Eastern Conference. And of course, it will go to the best player on that team. But when Russell Westbrook, I mean, they almost, they had to basically fight to stay within the hunt. And eventually, of course, they played, the Rockets and in the first round, and they lost in the first round, which that doesn't happen often to an MVP player, where they'll lose in the first round. Okay, so you're talking about some things that don't generally happen, but I understand why he got the award at the end of the day. And the NBA to a certain degree had to reward a player who decided to stay in a small town as Oklahoma City, and decided to re-sign with them, and he had an amazing year, and they rewarded him for that. Now, if he does it again next year, a triple-double, and he has the same results in terms of team standings, guess what? They're not going to give it to him. So that'll let you know, if they're going to have a certain standard. To me, vote and keep that certain standard. If you're not going to be able to vote most valuable player the right way, then start doing both. Do a most outstanding player and do a most valuable player, so that way you can take away the politics behind the reward at times. So that's pretty much it, man. Signing out again. Congratulations to Russell Westbrook. He's a great player. Hopefully he can get some help over there in Oklahoma City, or they can draft some players that will be able to, rebuild a competitive team. Because I don't know if he's going to be able to win a championship being with them. So we'll have to just wait and see. All right.